Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some RuneScape, shall we? Nickman, Episcocat, good evening. Well, we're in a very familiar home, and there's been some things done that we need to investigate. There's a portrait of an elf that we now know and can confirm the existence of elves. And we're doing King's Ransom, so we need to gather evidence to prove that Anna Sinclair didn't commit murder. She's in jail right now. Perhaps the servants know something. When I think I have enough information, I can go to the Sears Village courthouse and begin the trial, which I don't really think I do. Hey, Sir Theodore. Good evening. I'm glad you didn't have to stay so late at work that you missed the King's Ransom. All right, let's talk to Louisa. I'm presenting Anna Sinclair, or I'm representing her as her defense lawyer. I need to ask you some questions about what happened the night of Lord Sinclair's murder. Right, we just need to get a little reasonable doubt. Exactly. There's not much to tell, she says. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need some answers. Tell me about the night of the murder. I was with Hobbs and the butler and Mary in the kitchen. We were preparing dinner. Right, I think I actually already talked to her, and I need to go upstairs and talk to this. I think I've talked to all the servants on this floor. So Mary brought the meal. So let's go talk to her about it. I'm representing. I don't like talking about that night. I still have nightmares about it. Well, you're going to have to talk about it. I'm sorry to put you through it again, but I really have to get some answers. Tell me about the night of the murder. What an awful night. It started out normally. I was in the kitchen with Hobbs and Louisa helping with dinner. They gave me the meal. I went to deliver it, and I found him. There. I don't need you to tell me any more of that. What about on the way to the study? Did you see Anna? No, I didn't pass Anna. I'm sure of that. I think I passed one of the other young Sinclairs, though. A man. Really? So you can't place Anna at the murder scene, but there was a man there. David, Bob, or Frank? I can't remember. I just remember it being a man. That's great news. All right, that is good. When did you see Anna that night? I was cleaning the library. I saw her come into the room. What was she doing? Nothing, really, just wandering. She wasn't acting suspicious. No, nothing like that. Did you see her anywhere near the scene of the murder? No, I never did, and I walked from the kitchen to the Lord Sinclair's room, so I would have. Very interesting, that's very helpful. Tell me about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of the dagger that was found embedded in the body? Not that I can think of. Are you sure? No, really, I can't remember who handled it, if anyone. Tell me about the thread. Can you tell me which Sinclair family member this thread belongs to? It could be Anna's or David's. So you can't identify the owner for certain. I can't. Talk to me about poison. Nothing really. I didn't buy any. Do you know who did? No, I was upstairs cleaning when the salesman came by, so I didn't know until after he left that he'd been here. Okay, that's good enough. So it seems like if she saw a man, and this could have been David's, then it's looking like there's some possibility that Davy Boy might be involved. Let's go into the study again, make sure there's nothing. Well, no, let's talk to the servants. It says talk to the servants. All right. Donovan. Donnie, I need this to be just between you and me. I'm closing the door. Now, you don't need that hammer. I need you to put that down. But she was proven guilty. There was even evidence. Well, I have my doubts. Put down the hammer. Tell me about the night of the murder. I went to bed early as I'd been up very early fixing some garden equipment. So you didn't hear anything unusual? No, I'm a very heavy sleeper. I sleep with this hammer, with these gloves. I didn't even hear the maid scream when she found the body. Louisa, the cook, had to come wake me. Wow, you were really out. When did you see Anna? Let's see. I'd finished up early for the day and was heading to bed. I can't remember seeing anyone on my way there. Are you certain? Yeah, he is fully clothed, hammer in hand. It looks like he even has some striped lapels with a kind of red belt. Yes, exactly. Beard fully tied into twin braid. These flared like bell-bottom pants that he has were certainly on. Is that? No, that's his hair. I thought that was the collar of his shirt. Okay. I usually tried to avoid being near any of the Sinclairs. You might say I wanted them dead. No, wait, that was the wrong thing to say, wasn't it? Tell me about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of the dagger? I seem to remember her looking at it a few days before the murder. Really, that's not good. Not good at all. What about the thread? It could be Anna's or David's. Hey, Flappers, good evening. He can't say. Alright, talk to me about the poison, dude. Nothing much. I didn't buy any, and I don't remember who did. You certainly don't remember anything. Yep. I don't pay heed to salesmen. They're a dodgy lot. Right. Okay. Dodgy lot. You have on your shelf fruit, alcohol, a knife, and a book. Just the normal things you would expect. Alright, buddy. We've talked now to everyone. I hope this is enough evidence. Hey, Meat Boy, good evening. Let's go see if we can prove this, although I haven't talked to Stanford, Milk Seller, or the guard, really. Or Pierre, for that matter, so let's kind of do that. You can't open the door, it's locked tight, right? I always have to go through this, like, broken window. Break it. Hey, Neo Shadow. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Alright, so we're through. Let me talk to Pierre. I'm representing. I need to talk. Dang, that's too bad for you. Isn't it a bit of a conflict of interest, considering you were part of the investigation that proved that she was guilty? Boy, you seem to know a lot about the law, Eyepatch. I need to ask you some questions. Talk to me about the night. I fed the dog and went to the inn in town. When I got back, the guards were all over the place. Did you see her? Didn't see any of the family. I was outdoors most of the evening, tending to things, then went to town. Talk to me about the dagger. The dagger? I think Lord Sinclair kept it in the library. It was only decorative, so I never paid much attention to it. So any of the family or servants would have had access to it. Yes, I suppose they would. Thread? Anna or David's. They all pretty much say that. Poison. The poison salesman came around the mansion and practically everyone bought some. Can you tell me exactly who bought poison from him? Each of the kids did. They all had chores they were meant to do. I had a chat with the salesman. Woo. You have any idea how strong that stuff was? Just a small amount would be enough to kill a cow. So you're completely certain all of the Sinclair children bought poison. It would only have needed a small portion to kill Lord Sinclair? Yep, that's what the poison salesman said. I had a chat with him at the pub. That means someone could have used a small amount to frame Anna and still have done their chore. That's great news. That is a good little bit to find out. Oh, congrats, Neo. That's great. It's always good when you can just get done with renting or moving into some place and settle in. Alright, I'm going to go over here and we need to talk to the milk seller. Would you like to buy some milk? It's a good question, Meat Boy. I haven't thought about it yet. I may someday. I don't have any plans to right now, but there's unfinished business for sure. No, I don't want to buy milk. So she ain't good with the information. Oh, are these dairy cows like different models from... Did they update dairy cows elsewhere in the game? I need to talk to you, dude. Stanford. Why in Gillinor would you want to do that? That's a lost cause if I ever heard one. I know, but circumstances. Well, I just need you to ask some questions, alright? Talk to me about the night. I worked out here till late. I was getting ready to come in for dinner when all the commotion started. Where was she? She must have been in the house since I didn't see her out here. Did you hear the glass breaking when the window was smashed by the murderer? No, I was on this side of the garden and you can't hear much but the dog from over there. Was the dog barking that night? No. The dog wasn't barking. Talk to me about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of it? Not that I can remember. It was kept on display as some sort of replica of a great weapon. I'm not much good at history, so I can't remember any details. Did you see anyone else handle the dagger? I think the maid may have dusted it, but I don't really know. I work outside. Talk to me about the thread. Anna's or David's? No, he can't say. Poison. The salesman came around selling this poison that could fix anything. I think most everyone bought some to use for chores. Did you buy any? No, but I requested one of the Sinclairs buy some to use on the compost. I can't remember if they did or not. Did Anna Sinclair buy any poison? Yes, she did. I definitely remember seeing her buying some. I'm pretty sure she didn't use it for her chore either. Oh dear, that's not good. That's a bad piece of news. I wish I wouldn't have talked to you. Let me investigate the heap. I need the permission. Okay, fine. I don't have it. Alright, let me talk to the guard. I'm representing. Haha, that's a good one. I needed a laugh. I'm not joking. I have to prove she's innocent. What? But the proof against her is conclusive. Someone saw her tamper with Sinclair's dinner. One of her siblings claims to have seen that, but who can say if they're telling the truth? Besides, it's for King Arthur. Anna is the only lead I have on how to find the king and his knights. This is a sad, sad day. I can't stop you from doing it, but I wish with all my heart you wouldn't. You'd be aiding a murderer. I'm sorry. I'm a bad person. I'm aiding a murderer. I hear you're the defense lawyer for Anna now. How could you possibly know that already? I'm the town gossip. I'm supposed to know this stuff. Are you preparing for the trial? Well, I'm going to talk to the servants and see if I can learn anything new from them, but other than that, I don't really know what I'm doing. Well, my father was in the guards, and he attended many trials. As a defense lawyer, you need to disprove any evidence presented by the prosecution. Disproving it gives reasonable doubt as to whether or not your client actually committed the crime. But how do I know what evidence will be presented? Some of it will be the evidence you found, the dagger, the poison, and the thread. There was also an eyewitness saying they saw Anna tamper with Lord Sinclair's dinner. Start asking questions about those things and see where you get. Okay. I think we did all of that. So let's go see if we've got enough. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? If we fail, it just means that Anna is going to be executed, and all of King Arthur and his knights are going to be lost forever. Not really much at stake here. Alright. So let's, let me talk to this guy. That Sinclair woman is such a pain. She keeps demanding gourmet meals and ridiculous things like silk sheets. I don't even see a bed in there. Can I speak to her? Go ahead. It means she won't be demanding things from me. She's actually given me a list to give to you. Alright, wait. Go back. Yeah, talk to her. That's not working out very well. Oh boy. Okay. Have you made any progress? I'm working on it. It's not exactly easy to unprove something that's true. Try speaking to the servants. They'll probably give you useful testimony. I think I did talk to all of them and used every dialogue option, but maybe I need to talk to them again. I'll talk to the ones downstairs again just to verify, but I thought I did that before I ended the stream last time. I talked to all of the servants on the outside, the servants upstairs. I guess I'll talk to the people in the kitchen again. Huh. You can do it without talking to any of them, huh? Well, that's... Oh, okay. I thought it was a dialogue that was like, you haven't completed the requirements yet. Okay. Well, then let me see if... let's begin the trial. Okay. Okay, good enough. Let's do it. If there was a mod where I had clicked to move ahead, and then if I surged, it would continue running, it would be nice. Alright, let's see. I'm at the courthouse. Oh, open the filing cabinet. Can I look in here? Search it. Hey, you need to speak to me before you can access case files. We can't have you investigating a case you haven't started yet. Okay, well, let me start the case. Okay. Have you made any progress? Okay, I made progress. Okay. I guess I go downstairs. Oh yeah, are you sure you're prepared for court? I tell you, it's pretty ominous that you have to go downstairs. Yeah, I'm ready. I got all the evidence. I'm about to get dressed. Wow, look at this courtroom. That's fun, Nickman. The court is now in session. Oh god, he's got the old school black eyes. Terrifying. Oh, there he goes. The trial is to determine the guilt or innocence of Anna for the murder of Lord Sinclair. Is the prosecution ready? The prosecutor is in a wig. Oh wow, look at this. I don't know if that's the jury or just the people who are watching, but it's quite the crew. I like how the court, like stenographer, is just a sleeping wizard with like a quick quotes quill just going at it. This is so funny. Hey, Ocean Man, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Thanks for subscribing earlier. I appreciate that. I mean, I would love to be surging twice. I can't wait. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, the prosecution may present its case. Members of the jury, I'm going to present you with evidence that decisively proves Anna Sinclair is a murderer. First, the dagger. The dagger was found stabbed into Lord Sinclair's body. It has the fingerprints of Anna Sinclair all over it. The prosecution presents the dagger as evidence. Second, the thread. This thread was found at the scene of the crime. It matches Anna Sinclair's clothes. The prosecution presents the thread as evidence. Last, but certainly not least, the poison that actually killed Lord Sinclair. It was found at the scene of the crime and had been bought by the defendant. Members of the jury, this woman is guilty. The prosecution presents the poison as evidence. Thank you, prosecutor. Defense says this is your first time in court. I'm going to explain how we do things around here. You have to fight the prosecutor to the death. Aw, thanks so much, Ocean Man. I appreciate that. You may call a recess at any time by leaving through the gate behind you. You'll have to start the trial over when you return. That's not really a recess. That's a reset. You may call witnesses by speaking to me. When you're finished with a witness, simply speak to me and call the next one. Your job is to disprove the evidence presented by the prosecution by having your witnesses testify. If you need to hear the prosecution's case again, just speak to him. Let's begin. Would you like to call... Who would you like to call as a witness? Let's see. Next page. I'm going to go with the maid. She poofed in. Wow, that was magic. All right. Talk to Mary? What's your name and occupation? Mary. I'm the maid. Alright, I need you to talk to me about the night of the murder. Where did you see her that fateful night? I was in the kitchen helping with dinner. They gave me the meal, I went to deliver it, and I found him. What about on the way to the study? Did you see Anna? No, I didn't pass her. I'm sure of it. I think I passed one of the other young Sinclairs, though, a man. Really? So you can't place Anna at the murder scene, but there was a man there. David, Bob, or Frank? I can't remember. I just remember it being a man. Indeed. Well, if my client can't be placed at the murder scene, and there is evidence that the man was there, I think it casts a great deal of doubt on the case. That's right, it does. They're like, by Jove, of course. I like how he's like, order, you're not allowed to talk to each other. Okay. Now, let's see if I can talk about the dagger. The thread is good. Hey, Marinuba, good evening. Could you tell me who the thread belongs to? That thread color could be Anna's or David's. Almost all their clothes were of that color. It made doing laundry a nightmare. So you can't say for certain who this thread belongs to. No, not for certain. Not only can you not identify exactly who this thread came from, but you also state that almost all their clothes were this color. Anyone else in the household would have known that as well. Yes, I suppose they would have. Yes, exactly, Sir Theodore. I'm wearing a leather jacket. The entire clothing shop has the flu, so I can't buy a better suit for myself. Then the thread could have been planted by someone else to throw suspicion on my client. I think we can all see this thread as very questionable evidence. Yes, that seems logical. He's like, please, jury, you are not allowed to deliberate or speak. All right. It's from my cousin Vinny. Yes, Episcopat. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? We talked about the dagger. No, we haven't talked about the dagger yet. She's not great about that one, though. Ask about the dagger. Did you ever see Anna in possession of the dagger? Not that I can think of. You're completely certain of that. Not really. I can't remember who handled it, if anyone. Okay, good enough. Alright, we're done with you. You did a great job. Alright, we need to call the gardener. Oh no, this isn't the best one. Actually, let me call the dog handler. Alright, Pierre. Name and occupation? I'm the dog handler. I need to talk to you about the poison. What can you tell me about the poison? The poison salesman came around the mansion and practically everyone bought some. Can you tell me exactly who bought poison from him? Each of the Sinclair kids did. They all had chores they were meant to do. I had a chat with the salesman. Okay. So only a small amount would be enough to kill a man. Yeah, I suppose it would. Therefore, any one of the Sinclairs who bought poison could have done their chore and poisoned Lord Sinclair as well. Just because my client was too lazy to do her chore doesn't mean she poisoned Lord Sinclair. Why, that's a very good argument. She is lazy. Order! Okay. What about the dagger? Do you know anything about that? It was decorative. So any of the servants would have had access to it. Yes, I suppose they would. Okay, good. So I feel like we've got good evidence about all of the points except the dagger. Somebody has better evidence on this. Maybe the butler. I can't remember. Hobbs. Name and occupation. I'm the butler. Talk to me about the dagger. No, I only saw Lord Sinclair handle it. It was on display in the library. No one else ever touched it? Well, now that you have me thinking about it, I believe I saw Frank handle it once. I'm not really sure what he was doing with it, but I remember him looking at it. You're saying that you saw someone other than Anna handle the dagger? Yes, I am. Not only has a person other than my client been identified handling the weapon, but the dagger was within easy access to anyone in the household. My client's fingerprints could have been planted on it by another party. By Jove, of course they could have. Slam, 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 order. I believe we've heard enough. Would the jury please pronounce their verdict? Not guilty. Yes. Very well. You are hereby declared not guilty by a jury of your peers. You are free to go. Hey, look at this. Do they commonly throw balloons in the courtroom? It seems pretty unprofessional, but hilarious. We did it. Anna. I can't believe you did it. I'm free. Well, you know. Yes, but what about our deal? Don't talk about that here. The guards are going to take me back to my cell for paperwork. Meet me there and I'll explain how to get to Camelot. Talk to the prosecutor? It's a party indeed. What's with the balloons? Oh, he'll explain it. Ah, the courthouse was built over the old party room. Balloons we can handle. It's when those dancing knights show up that it gets troublesome. Well, being an attorney was an interesting experience. Those were some dirty tricks you played. Your so-called proof doesn't hold up under any scrutiny. I know, but I needed to get a not guilty verdict. You've let a cold-blooded murderer go free. I hope the guilt eats away at you. Wow. I know they're like, look, it was built under a party room. It looks like it was built under, you know, the prison. Let's see who's in the audience. There's some, like, seers over here. They've got balloons out there, too. Wow, this is a pretty nice courtroom, all things considered. All right, let's go. Dancing is what you do. Exactly. Once she gives me the secret, we're going to use that poison on her. I can't believe such an incompetent fool as you managed to prove me innocent. Hey! That's me, the incompetent fool. How'd she know? You need to hold up your end of the bargain. Tell me how to get into Camelot, or I go back to the judge and tell him I have my doubts about your innocence. They clearly changed the text and the script for this quest written in 2005 to reflect somebody streaming the game in 2023. You are demanding for a peasant, aren't you? Walk around the edge of Camelot towards the back of the castle. From the hedges, you should be able to see the garden temple. There's a statue back there. If you pull the arm, a secret entrance will appear. Go inside, and it'll take you straight into Camelot. What are you going to be doing? Aren't you coming with me? I have to sign some paperwork before I can leave here. Besides, the last thing I want to do is go hang out with my family. I'm sure a clever boy like you can manage this on your own. That's true, a Pisky-Cat. Also, I like how she's like, I'd actually prefer to stay in prison than be with my family. Ah, the Sinclairs. awry. Alright. So we need to go around to the back of the castle and pull the arm of a statue. No problem. I do this kind of thing all the time. Well, maybe they meant the other back of the castle. I can't get over there very easily, or I don't see a garden hedge with a... Let's go over here. I know, those statues are so awesome. Alright. Let's see. See what's over here. Hey, Crave. Good evening, my friend. Doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Here's the statue. Oh, we got a penguin. Hey, Snowbound. Good evening. I'm so glad you're enjoying the series. Yes, still playing every Wednesday, my friend. Alucard, good evening. Good to see you. That's awesome, Crave. Yes, indeed. Yep, we had fun with Call to the Lamb last night, and now we're in RuneScape territory. I remember, the only thing I remember about those head statues, Sir Theodore, is that quest where I had to use them to triangulate a location. Search the statue. And we used the arm, and wow, we're in. You see, I told you that adventurer would turn up. He believed my every word. Well done, sibling. Oh no, it's David. I knew you'd manage to get a not guilty verdict, but to lure this cretin here as well. Oh my gosh, Sinclair's cretin? What can I say? I'm impressed. Why, thank you. What are we going to do with him now? You planned this from the start. Where is King Arthur and his knights? I demand answers. Feisty one, isn't he? Easily duped as well. You didn't actually believe my sibling would help you, did you? Why, yada. Hey, Tony, good evening. Good to see you. Yes, exactly, Crave. Like, I came in 2020, and so it's fun to play. It's not nostalgic at all for me because it's all new. This is all my first time, and yet it's nostalgic in the way of, like, I'm obviously playing an older game, but being a person who's played games for a long time, you know, it's like going through memory lane of just gaming history. Enough, I'm sick of having to listen to your drivel. Do you think she would want to see him? Most definitely. Have someone go and fetch her. Morgan Le Fay. Oh, hi, how you doing? I heard you have something of interest to me? Yes, my lady, the meddling adventurer who helped King Arthur in the past. I knew it. I knew Morgan Le Fay had to be involved. Where is King Arthur and his knights? What have you done with them? Oh, they're quite safe. You'll be seeing them soon. Although not Arthur. He's a bit busy at the moment. I'll foil your plans, Morgan, just like I always do. I won't let you win. Good always. I'm tired of this. Oh god, she just hit me with the staff. There wasn't even anything magical about it. She just bapped me with it. And so I'm in prison with Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table. Indeed, here's Sir Peleus. Greetings, brave knight. I believe you should speak to Merlin. He probably has need of your assistance. Hey, look at this guy. You see, I don't even know which knight this is playing with the bouncy ball in jail here, but this is like a reference to the Steve McQueen movie. Not The Bridge on the River Kwai, but is it The Great Escape, or it's the one where they're in jail and they have to break out? Yeah, The Great Escape, is that it? Hey, Mr. Smith, good evening. Good to see you. All right, let's talk to Merlin. Oh dear, did Morgan capture you too? Yeah, I've been captured. Nice, Mr. Smith. That'll be a good time. Love that double experience. No, it was all part of my brilliant plan. I allowed her to capture me so I could find out where she was keeping all of you. Oh, is that so? Very clever. I am clever. Now that you've found us, what's your plan, oh brilliant leader? I get to top bunk. Hey, why do I have to do all the thinking here? You're the brilliant wizard. Well, all great plans start with knowledge. Let me bring you up to speed with the situation. What do you want to know? Where's King Arthur? He's not in the jail cell with us. As the final blow to our morale, Morgan turned Arthur into a granite statue before our very eyes. He was taken away by the Black Knights for what purposes I know not. My goodness. Yeah, no, it's not Cool Hand Luke for sure. But that's another sort of a prison movie. But yeah, no, it's I think it's The Great Escape, yeah. Decades in on your double experience, Crave? Nice. Or your RuneScape journey. My quest points? That's a great question, Mr. Smith. Let me look in a second. I think it's like 260 something. I know the Black Knights are just a bad group. Tell me about Morgan Le Fay and the Sinclairs. Morgan Le Fay has been itching to get revenge upon Arthur and myself for some time. When she heard of the murder of old Sinclair, she learned she was not the only one with a vendetta against Camelot. The Sinclairs have wanted to get their slimy hands on Camelot since their father's death. With Morgan's cunning and their riches, they make a formidable team. They bought the services of the Black Knights from Lord Dequarius and overran Camelot. We were outnumbered and taken by surprise. The Sinclairs stole our home, but Morgan struck the greater blow by stealing the Holy Grail, Arthur's most prized possession. Oh no! I had to get that Grail. Now I gotta get it again. What do we do now? So what's the plan to escape? Are you going to teleport us all away, turn us into fish, and swim? During the battle at Camelot, Morgan cast a spell against me which appears to have stripped me of my powers. I must admit the loss of my magic has left me befuddled, making it difficult to create a plan. Well, I'm sure if we put our heads together, we'll think of something. Let's talk about a plan of escape. Escape is only a short-term plan. We should discuss the long-term goals as well. Okay. Let's reclaim Camelot? I think we should reclaim Camelot from the Sinclairs on my own. How do you plan to do that? You couldn't even defend it from them. They don't know I've lost my magic. Besides, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. For all their snobberies, they're just spoiled brats. It shouldn't be difficult. But time here is of the essence. I need you to break me out of here. Quickly and quietly, so Morgan cannot alert them. So, to reclaim Camelot, I need you to break out of jail quietly. Precisely. Alright, save King Arthur. Assuming I can escape, how can I save King Arthur? I believe he's been taken to the headquarters of the Black Knights. I'm afraid I'm not well traveled on that side of the world, so I don't know its exact location. However, it's trickier than just finding Arthur. You'll need to free him of the spell that turned him into a granite statue. And how do I go about doing that? I have no idea. What? Well, let me finish. I may have no idea, but a wizard friend of mine should. His name is Wizard Cromperty. Oh, I know Cromperty well. He's very experienced in freeing people from stone, since he keeps teleporting them into it. He sure does. Speak to him in East Ardoin. He'll help you. I actually saved someone from stone myself. Retrieved a grail? How do I get it? Do you know where it is? Morgan always keeps things of power near her, so the grail will be somewhere in Keep Le Fay. However, it will most likely be disguised and booby-trapped. Morgan has a thing about transmogrifying. The last time I was in Keep Le Fay, it was pretty well guarded. I don't think I'll be able to sneak in quietly. No, that won't work. Better to break out of jail with all the Round Table Knights. Let them deal with the guards while you retrieve the Grail. So I need to break 8 knights out of jail. That could be troublesome. Often the most complicated things have the simplest answers. Try leaving through the door. But it's locked. When has that ever stopped an intrepid adventurer such as yourself? That's a good point. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's see what we can do. So my quest points, if I look at this... No... It's 269 is how many I have. Okay. Let's check out this door. Open the door. I should speak to Merlin first. No, I did talk to Merlin. Examine the door. A metal door. Oh, that's a good question. My Silverhawk level is 50. So maybe I could get a nicer upgrade to Silverhawk a little bit. Okay. Let's talk about our plan. No, I talked about all of these things. He's a statue, right. So I talked about that. And I talked about that. So I don't need to talk to this guy anymore. I need to get Merlin out. Alright. Oh, my agility level? My agility is currently 79. No, I did talk to Merlin. Okay, let's try something else. If we break out of this cell, do you reckon you can take on the Black Knights in the keep? You just let me at him. We'll see how they like surprise attacks. Alright, he's in. Sir K, any thoughts on how we get out? I saw a grate high up on the wall of the cell. I think someone could slip through that, but I'm not sure how they would reach it. Human tower. It's the only way. Any ideas on how to get out of this cell? Sir K and I noticed a grate high up on the wall that leads to the small docks at the back of the keep, but it's too high up to reach, and we couldn't figure out a way to boost our height. Well, you have all these bunk beds and people. Alright. Sir Palo, have you any brilliant ideas on how to get out of here? You usually leave rooms through doors, but this one's locked, indeed. Let's try to reach the vent. We don't have a ladder, but we do have a lot of knights. Hey guys, I got an idea. Yes, now you're talking. Look at that. The human pyramid. Now Merlin's gone. Alright. We got the human tower. Now let's open the door. You need a lockpick of some kind to open this door. Alright, well, let's see. Does anyone have a lockpick? You got one, Sir Bedivere? How are you going to get us out of here? I'm not sure yet. Have you got any useful objects in your pockets? The knight empties his pockets and hands you everything that might be useful. Thanks. He's given me some runes. Okay. Sir Lucan. How are you going to get us out of here? What you got? I'm afraid not. I didn't have anything when we were captured. That's not useful. How are you going to get us out of here? The quickest way is through the door, but I don't have anything to pick the lock with. Have you got anything useful? Okay, he has a bottle. And the rune. Alright, Sir Pellis. What you got? A pitcher. He's like, I got some logs. These will be a huge help, will they? Sir Gawain. Do you have a belt that you got from a man's wife that makes you immortal? Alright, we got a fish. Alright. Sir Lancelot. How you getting this out? He had a half of an apple pie and some thread. Alright, Sir Palo. Alright, he's got no pockets. Alright. Let's see. Sir K, did I talk to you yet? Oh, you did. Okay. Just give me more stuff. Alright. Alright. You need a lockpick of some kind. Let's see. So of the items that I got, granite, seeds, vodka, not very good. Alright, let's see. Let me make double check. Bedivere. Alright, he's done. Gawain. Lucan didn't have anything. I don't know. This guy you just can't interact with. He's too busy throwing the ball. Okay. So let's see. Can I make a lockpick with anything that I have? Examine the guard. Primping with combs and hair clips. So this guy is like looking at himself in the mirror. Oh, you can actually talk to him? Yeah, I can't find any clickbox on this guy at all. The sheets are dirty. Alright, let me see if I can, like, maybe, alright, Mirror Man, can I talk to you? Can I get your attention somehow? Let's see, we've got vodka, we've got a jug, it's empty. We've got a vial, we've got fish, thread. Okay. There's just examine. I mean, you could try to open it, but it says you need a lockpick of some kind. I can't even right-click on the ball guy. I can't pickpocket any of these people. I took everything that they had. I could leave through the vent. I'll come back and free you. I have the items in my inventory. Okay, to acquire a lockpick. So I guess if I eat the pie and then I, like, smelt it down or something. I mean, I could just leave through the vent and then go buy a lockpick and come back. Do I have a spell that makes lockpicks? Oh, no, I have telekinetic grab. Let's see if I can see one. They've given me the runes, right? So, he has hair clips. Okay, so let's use telekinetic grab on this guy. And I got his hair clip. Use hair clip on the door. All right, here we go. All right, let's see this. Okay. Correct tumbler and height. Correct height, wrong tumbler. Wrong height, wrong tumbler. All right, so... select a tumbler. 1. It feels like Mastermind. Try it. Okay. So 1 and 3 are right. But 2 is the correct height but the wrong tumbler. Well, how can that be? Maybe I'm not understanding this. So, it says that 2 is the correct height, but it's for the wrong tumbler. Oh, because these are correct. Well, wait. 1 is at 2. 3 is... Okay, I see. So let's go... Let's adjust this one. Let's try here. Let's try the lock. Okay, that didn't work. Alright, 2. Try 3. Okay, wrong height. Wrong tumbler. Alright. Wrong. Wrong. Okay, let's try 2. Hey, Stanislaw, good evening. Alright, now 4, we just need to go over here and then say, try 1. Did we make it? We got it. Alright, we unlocked the door. And the knights are now fighting in Glouphre's keep. And we need to, like, look around for the Holy Grail. Open the chest. Search it. It's nothing, yeah. I kind of... Let's go upstairs. Alright, they're fighting. Everyone's fighting. Alright, go up steps. Help them out? No, I've got a job to do. I've got to get this Holy Grail. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Show the riddle. You seek the Grail of old. I love how this is just exactly Indiana Jones, but no longer is it a goblet of gold. Among these 9, you will find what you seek, but be careful and don't peek. A wrong choice will expel you, so consider carefully each clue. Hey, Nas, good evening. Good to see you. Alright. 3 boxes contain only air. Beware of 3 boxes, for danger lurks in there. Okay. 2 hold only rubbish, but would fool you with disguise. Only 1 box holds your prize. Clues will give you information you need. Rubbish always sits to the right of danger. Pay no heed. Okay. Time to open my notepad. Alright, so rubbish is always to the right of danger. Pay no heed. Okay. So, rubbish is always to the right of danger. There's nothing helpful in boxes great in height, okay? Tall boxes equals out. And boxes on either end will not end your plight. No boxes on end. A tall or a small box will only bring you anger, but a square box will not put you in danger. Okay, so not tall or small. Square must be. Okay. I know, that was very nice of her to put the riddle out. Alright, so it can't be on the end, and it can't be tall or small, and it has to be square. But then it says rubbish is to the right of danger. So it has to be a medium-sized square box. So it's either like this one or this one, I suppose. Just a bit of junk. Okay, so that's rubbish. So rubbish is to the right of danger. Oh boy, we got thrown out of the keep. Alright, we gotta come back. That's embarrassing. Oh, they really threw us out of the keep. Okay, so the keep is like over on this island, is that right? Let me see this. It's way up here. Alright, so I guess Catherby is the closest. Hey, Noth, congratulations, that's awesome. I had to smuggle in that one time. I do remember doing that. But I'm wondering if maybe because the knights are there fighting that I can get in through the front door. Alright. Just go southwest. There it is right there. It does make sense, Noth. It's like awesome that you got it, but then it's like, oh, all the questing is done. Hopefully they'll add some more quests soon. When is the necromancy coming out, or is that already out and I just don't have access to it? Back to jail. Oh, she put us back in jail. He finished all the... He got his quest cape, Nick Man. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, we gotta go up. Full announcement on the 30th. Cool. Alright, we're going up. Look at all these Black Knights. My god. Their fight is actually kind of funny. Examine Sir Mordred. Okay. So I tried this one, and it said it was a bit of rubbish. Tall boxes are out. It's not one on the end. It's not tall or small. What's in here? Just a bit of junk. Alright, so this is always to the right of danger, so that means this is danger. This was junk, so this is danger. This one is tall. Boy, I'm really struggling with this. I'll try this one. The Holy Grail drops into your pack. Yes! Got it. Now I just need to get out of here and see Cromperty. Alright. So let's bail. Cromperty is in Ardoyne, so I wonder if I can just teleport to Ardoyne. I've got the Holy Grail in my inventory. A holy and powerful artifact. Just think about that. It's just in my backpack. Just a little bit of the Holy Grail. All right. Cromps, need to talk to you. Talk about King's Ransom. Wizard Cromperty, Merlin has sent me. You're dressed identically. King Arthur's been kidnapped and turned into a granite statue. Why would he want to be a statue? Why would he want to be kidnapped? I don't know. He's just into that. It's his thing. Help me out. He didn't want to be a statue. Morgan Le Fay turned him into one. Oh yes, I see now. Why are you telling me all this? Merlin said you might know how to free King Arthur. Oh, well, I don't know anything about rocks. I'm a teleportation expert myself, but there was this one time I teleported a girl right into a rock. What a mess that was. I believe I helped you with that. Yes, I remember. I was there. Were you? Oh, of course you were. Well, I suppose being turned into a statue is very similar to being teleported into a rock. Let me see what we'll need. If my calculations are correct, this spell will need a bit of more oomph than the last time around. Why is that? Well, before you were simply reanimating the person within the rock. This time you need to unravel Morgan Le Fay's spell first. How do I do that? You'll need King Arthur's most prized possession. That will unravel the spell. I've got that. Then you'll need a piece of granite. Got it? The same rock he was turned into. That's not so difficult. I already have the Holy Grail, King Arthur's most prized possession, and I know he was turned into a granite statue. Let me just get that spell scroll for you. Ah, you still have the animate rock spell I gave you from our last adventure in your inventory. I do. So what do I do with the spell? Take the scroll, the Holy Grail, and a piece of granite, any amount will do, to the statue of King Arthur. Once in front of him, read the scroll, and the magic should do the rest. Where is King Arthur being kept, anyway? Merlin suspects King Arthur has been taken to the Black Knight's fortress. Then you'll need a disguise. You could try asking the fortress guards about their armor, or you could wear black armor if you have any to hand. Thanks, Wizard Cromperty. I wonder. If you used a magical object that turned you into stone on the statue, would it turn him back to being human? I must research that. Oh, you're still here. Go then. You've got a king to save. All right. So here's what I need to do. I need to get rid of some stuff. Examine it. This must have been shot at high speed. Yeah, we'll drop the arrows. Alright, so I had to get, like, the chain body, the medium helmet for the quest. It said it wanted these things, but maybe it meant it wanted these to be black. I wore black armor for something at one point, and it was enough, but I don't know if I'll need to get new, black stuff for this. A Fortress Guard uniform. Okay, maybe that's what they mean. So maybe this is a good enough Fortress Guard. Yeah, I'm just one of the workmen. Alright. So, let me think about this. Is this like a teleport to Edgeville type of deal? And then run in? That is cool. We're gonna find out. I mean, my garb of subjugation is pretty black. Like, they should be down with that. Oh, I don't need to go into the wilderness. Okay. Looks like there's some beacons here that I haven't yet lit. Let me in. I'm just a guy. I'm in. Hi, buddy. Okay. And we need to find a statue. Yeah, they definitely do. Let's look at these guys. So, here's their banner. They're Black Knights, but their banner appears to be an inverted mustache. Definitely not horns, just a mustache. And then, yep, there's Lieutenant York, who is looking pretty formidable there. And this is a level 30 Black Knight who wants to take me down. There's some human cages. Okay. And let's see if we can find King Arthur's statue. He's probably over here. Yeah, they really should, right? Wow. The door is securely locked. Alright, I'm sure it is. There's blood everywhere. Oh, okay. Go closer to the entrance, thank you. Okay. Inspect the tapestry. This scene depicts the Black Knights fighting a wounded White Knight. Whoa, Sir Theodore, close your eyes. This scene depicts the White Knights and the Black Knights lined up in some kind of confrontation. The cannons attacking a fortified wall on the background suggest it may depict the siege of Falador. Climb down the ladder. Oh, well, I found King Arthur just immediately. Alright then. Let's free him. Hey, wait. Look at the tile. It appears to be an everyday sort of tile for decorating the floor, but it has some strange markings. Search it. There's something strange about this tile. Okay. The tile is for another quest? Okay, thank you. I was just thinking they said stuff about Morgan Le Fay and booby traps, so I was like, well, maybe there's some kind of booby traps. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Fortress Guard. What's the connection between us and King Arthur?
We of the Black Knight Order oppose all supporters of the White Knights.
Okay.
But it is said that King Arthur sent one of his knights to find the Holy Grail.
That's true. So?
Well, the knight killed our Black Knight Titan.
Really?
He was our mightiest warrior, and Lord Decarius sent him to prevent King Arthur from retrieving such a powerful relic.
Wow. Oh, they're talking about me, huh? Killing the Black Knight. Yeah, it's nice to hear the story about yourself. Ah, what a good thing we've done. At least sometimes in this game, I'm being a hero. Alright. I shouldn't free him without having disguise to give him so he can leave safely. Maybe if I dressed as one of the guards? Okay, so I need to kill a guard. I do remember that guy. Alright, let me get rid of some stuff. I have some extra things here. Now, I saw some, like, just random stuff lying around. Like, there's a suit of armor. Examine the armor stand. Can I just take that? I mean, they're just basically saying you need to kill someone and steal it, which I'm fine with, but I wonder if I can just walk over here and just take some. Well, I'm dressed as one of the guards, but I have to give him some kind of outfit, right? To smuggle him out? That's what they were saying? Or maybe I should just read the scroll. I thought the game was just stopping me. Yeah, they want me to dress... Oh, should I dress myself? Oh, okay. Yeah, I can just wear my own stuff. Okay. Oh my, he's got the stone head. That didn't work out. Oh, he took it off. Yay, King Arthur. Thank you. I was afraid that would be the end of me. It's no trouble, but we need to get you out of here quickly before any of the Black Knights suspect something. The Black Knights? I thought Morgan did this to me. There's no time to explain. Here, take this disguise. Very well. That's not what I gave you, but you're looking good. You leave first, and I'll sneak out in a few minutes. Meet me back at Camelot, and I shall reward you generously for your aid. Okay. Do you mind if I teleport? Alright. We did it. Oh, is the circus here? Oh yeah, you the box. I did see that. That's awesome. The circus is in town. We're back. I can just go in through the front gate. Let's talk to King Arthur. Let's see what happens here. I see you made it back safely. Indeed. Thanks to the disguise you gave me, I arrived back just as Merlin had kicked out the Sinclair children. He scared them off with a few puffs of smoke and frogs. He told them if any of them left their house again, he'd turn them all into rabbits. I guess we won't be hearing a peep out of them for a while. Indeed. We of the Round Table are greatly indebted to you for all of your help. I wish to reward you for all the help you've given us. Boom. We did it. You've completed King's Ransom. That's cool, Sir Theodore, to describe what we just did. A quest point. So 270 quest points. Some lamps. A hair clip. It's a more durable lockpick that we can keep forever or something? Well, or just at least longer. Ability to choose Camelot as a respawn location. Okay. Access to the Night Waves Training Grounds mini quest. Access to the court cases distraction and diversion, and 2 keys. I can go upstairs with food and restore potions to get new prayers. Interesting. You mean there's something I have to fight upstairs? Beautiful. All right. So, well, we could, if we wanted to, start up the Path of Glouphrie. More gnome time, apparently. So this would be the next quest in the timeline. But let's see about the circus. What's Night Waves? Okay. Okay. I'm looking for night waves. The thing upstairs. Oh, okay. Is it on the quest list? Anyway, let me go ahead and go to the bank then. All right. Let me get some soul. And I have super restore. Super restore. Well, I don't think I need that many, but... Okay. Alright. We should be set. We got a lot of food. Good to go. Alright, so we're going to try this mini quest here. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right spell. Fire wave. Yep, I've got fire runes, air runes. We're good to go. Oh, I can? Oh, you're right, I can. Thank you. That's nice. Okay. What's that shining thing? Is that it? In Merlin's room? A magical wall decoration, indeed. Greetings, it's good to see you. Have you done much training with the Round Table Knights? It would be wise to take advantage of the reward King Arthur has given you. So how did you remove the Sinclairs from Camelot? Well, after I climbed out the vent, I snuck aboard a passing trade ship that dropped me at Catherby. From there, I returned to Camelot and used the Sinclair's own secret entrance against them. I used some of my own inventions to create a great deal of chaos and drove them from the house. Then I made sure they returned to their mansion and told them if they ever stepped foot from it, again I'd turn them all into rabbits. How did you get your magic powers back? Ah, Morgan's spell was not hard to break once I had access to my workshop. It's rather technical, so I won't bore you with the details. You had an exciting day. All right. Top floor, okay. Well, let's go higher then. Hey. Okay, so I gotta go down and go up here. Alright. Let's see what this is all about. Greetings, brave knight. Hello, what's through that door? That door leads to the training ground for the Knights of the Round Table. Can I go in there? Of course, my lord, but I must tell you the rules first. Would you like to hear them now? Yes, please. Stuns and binds will not work in the training grounds. Merlin has cast a spell over the grounds to prevent anyone using prayer, stuns, or binds. Upon entering the grounds, you will fight each of the Round Table Knights in turn. Each knight is more skilled than the last, but all have different attack styles that can be exploited. There are 8 knights in all. and each will do damage not only to your life points, but also your combat stats. If you should die in the grounds, Merlin will teleport you back here. You will not lose any of your items. If you feel you cannot complete the battle, you may exit the training grounds. However, if you exit or die, you will have to start over with the first night the next time you enter. If you are a great warrior and defeat Sir Lancelot, mightiest of all knights, you'll receive great rewards. 4 new prayers will become available to you, and your respawn point will be set to Camelot, as well as 20,000 experience into each of your combat stats. If you do not want a respawn set to Camelot, Merlin can change it for you. Would you like me to repeat any of that for you? No thank you. Okay, so I can't use prayer in there, so the reason you guys want me to have super restore is just to get my combat stats back after they do damage to me? Alright, let's go. Hey! Coca, good evening, good to see you. Do your revolution. Why are we not doing that? There you go. What a jerk. He's dead. I got it now, I think. Alright. How you doing, Coca-Cola? I hope you're doing well, my friend. We're going. And I'll use a restore now, I guess. My stats were getting kind of low there. Oh god, he screamed. It was agonizing. Yeah, I'm like negative 30 on my magic stat, for example. Sir Gawain's in. I'm drinking restore. I know. If he's wearing the belt, I'm in such trouble. He better not be. Oh, my magic stat is so far down I can't use any of my abilities. Boy, I should have brought some more. Super restores. That's awesome, Coca-Cola. It's not Christmas, but we got him. No mistletoe for him. Alright, finally, Sir Lancelot. Good. I'm not going to run out of restores. Yes, we got him. Pious prayers. By completing the 8 night waves, you did it. Well done, young adventurer. You truly are a worthy knight. You receive access to the Chivalry, Piety, Augury, and Rigor prayers and 20,000 experience in your Constitution, Strength, Attack, Magic, Ranged, and Defense skills. You can also choose to respawn in Camelot. Well, how about that? I mean, it's pretty impressive when you do a quest Like, just think about the spectacle and the magnitude of it. Hey, Sir Theodore, look at you. Good to see you. Oren, good evening. I know, Oren. It's like we got the Holy Grail, saved King Arthur, and defeated all of the Knights of the Round Table in succession in combat. Oh no, Sir Theodore, I can't do that. Alright. I guess we'll take Protean shakes. Yes. Alright. Okay. So, now we're done, and we got new prayers. So that's exciting. And we can... for Path of Glouphrie, we need a small crystal seed or a crystal saw, a crossbow, and mithril grapple. Okay. Oh, my stats have been wrecked. Here, let me get that back. Alright. And then, let me then... let me see if I've got all the stuff that I need for this. You never know. Okay, so what do we need? We need a mithril grapple. Well, we've got a whole mithril grapple right here, so withdraw one. And then... we don't have a saw. And I have one small crystal seed. Alright, let's see what else they wanted. I know, it's... whenever I come to the Grand Exchange, the chat is always a disaster. Let's see. It's like people wanting... if I ever come to the Grand Exchange to get an item, the chat, in my experience, and it's limited experience, granted, it's usually like, I want money, somebody give me a bunch of money for free. Or, the first person to tell me this gets a whole bunch of money. Or, our clan is recruiting. Or, people fighting. Okay. Let's see. Crystal seed, crossbow. We need a crossbow. We got one. I mean, I could take a really nice one, but I'm just going to go with the regular. And then let me put away my soul and just get, like, 5. Put those back. I'll keep the law rune just because I want to have that thing. That's a good question. Let me check my tool belt to see if the grapple counts. Okay. As far as a grapple goes, I don't see one on here. Boy, I need a stethoscope. Enhanced grappling hook, not stored. Can I store this? No, I don't have it in... I can't put it on my tool belt. I don't know. Right, but it says enhanced grappling hook, not stored. And then if I right-click my mithril grapple, it doesn't have like a put on tool belt. So maybe I need a better one or something. Hey, look at this guy. It's the Jeebsus. We got the same farming cape. We're good friends. Okay. So, let's see then. His is trimmed? Oh, it is trimmed. Does that mean he has like 110 or whatever the 20? Whatever that other max is? Okay, let's see. Oh, I see, Sir Theodore. Alright, we need to talk to King Bolrin in Treenome Village. Okay. Let's make it happen. I want to travel. Oh, that's fun, Sir Theodore. You mean like your one untrimmed cape is to commemorate like your first 99? Alright, I'm in Treenome Village. Yeah, we need to talk to the King Bowl. King Bowl, where you at, dude? Oh, he's right there. I just walked away from him. King Bowl. I was standing on him, I think. Hello again, Bolrin. Hello, it's good to see you again. I've lost my amulet. Oh, here, take another. We're truly indebted to you. Oh, accept the quest. I noticed you have a new pet. Ah, you've met Dumpling. Dumpling? I suppose it looks a bit like Dumpling. An evil six-legged dumpling. Hey, Dumpling isn't evil. She has cute fluffy ears and a little bobby tail. Oh, I see what you mean, Sir Theodore. So it's like, you know, if you have the hardest skill possible, can you imagine the invention untrimmed somehow? So Slayer's the hardest one to get? Look, it's clearly evil. It has 6 legs. And those eyes, those black eyes, if you stare into them, you could see into its black soul. They give me the creeps. Anyway, that's not why I know this creature is evil. I've seen one before, and I'm afraid I have some bad news. The truth is that Dumpling is an evil watcher creature created using dark arts, sent by Glouphrie to wheedle itself into your affections and spy on you and your people. It is shrouded by illusion magic to make it look like a cute pet, but in reality, it is a horrible black spiky thing. It's watching you all the time, sending details of all your secret dealings back to Glouphrie. ... You are a strong and brave warrior, but with all due respect, you're mad. You're talking like a raving lunatic. What is it with you adventurers and your wild conspiracy theories? They're not always out to get you, you know. All right, I admit it sounds a little far-fetched. I know, Oran. I mean, it's called Dumpling. It's fine, right? But it's true. I've seen these creatures at the Grand Tree and unmasked them using a machine created to dispel illusions, and who knows how to cast illusions? Glouphrie. Glouphrie disappeared when I was a baby. He should be dead by now. You've been listening to too many gnomish children's stories. Eat your worms or Glouphrie will get you. You don't need to eat worms. I'm sorry about your trauma. That's what Mama used to say to me when I was a little boy king. Yeah, we're getting... It's a little Psychology 101 with King Bolrin. We're getting really to the root of things. I know, Bolrin. I know about the worms and what your mom said. I'm sorry. We're going to finally move past this now. You don't believe me then? Talk to King Narnode. He'll tell you I'm right. Well, I don't suppose you're lying, but maybe you're wrong. Maybe the ones you saw before were evil watchers made to look like Dumpling here, and Dumpling is just a cute, fluffy creature. So I'm gonna have to prove this to you myself then, am I? So I suppose I should have guessed. I'm afraid so. Dumpling has become my constant companion. I couldn't set her aside. She's such a wonderful creature to have around. It's like she's always watching me. Whatever I'm doing, she's there, just staring at me. I can sometimes imagine what's going on in her mind, like she's writing it down or telepathically communicating what I'm doing to someone else. Well, if I were to remove the illusion, would that be enough to prove it to you? Of course. Can you do that? Not exactly. In the Grand Tree, I used an anti-illusion device built by Oaknock, the engineer, to switch off the illusions. I don't suppose you know whether there's one of those around here? Oaknock built lots of things. He was famous for it, and he would have done that before I was king, so I wouldn't necessarily know about it. If I knew what an anti-illusion device looked like, I might be able to help. Oaknock's was a big machine made out of maple, oak, and crystal. It made strange whirring noises. Oak and maple are standard gnomish building materials, but crystal isn't. It must have had something to do with the elves. Yes, I believe Oaknock got some help from elves to build it. Now that I think about it, I do remember something. When I was a small boy, before I became king of Tree Gnome Village, Eunoch came to visit. Eunoch? Yes, it's Oaknock and Spruce Knock's brother. Eunoch? Yes, Oaknock's son. Eunoch was a nice gnome. He always used to play games with me, bringing small gliders and little stickmen with parachutes. One day, while I was playing, I looked in some crates that had arrived for him and found some strange objects made out of crystal and wood. He quickly hid them and told me not to tell anyone. It seems he had come here to build something, but he didn't say what. But I do remember those crystals clearly. I'd never seen any before, however, I don't know what he built or where he built it. It must be somewhere out of the way or underground, otherwise I'm sure I would have noticed it. I think it must have been forgotten about by now. These devices are quite important. You gnomes seem to have a habit of forgetting things. Oh, I suppose I do, except for when Mom told me to finish the worms. Gnomes don't tend to dwell on the past, except for the worms. It will be around here somewhere, just ask around. So I need to find a local gnome who might keep old artifacts of an elven nature. Let me think. Hey, Dr. Octagonopus. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. So I do remember this guy. Wasn't there some gnome who, lived out in seclusion, who was like an archaeologist or something? Or am I thinking of the wrong person? Let me see here. The wrong gnome, I should say. Local gnomes. They know. Hello. You're the best. Thanks. Well, I'm better. Hee hee hee. Oh boy. Remsai. The gnome who gave me the pebble. That's right. That's who I mean, exactly. He lives in a treehouse. Hello. Hi, traveler. You're a legend around these parts. Thanks, Remsai. Southern Sea. Alright. Let's take a look. I feel like... Is he... Where was this guy? Oh, that's a good question, Dr. Octagonopus. I don't know the exact episode number, but it's titled that, I think. Unquiet Ocean. That's helpful. No, okay. There's a fairy ring. Is this the dude right over here? I feel like this is him. Maybe it's something else. Alright, anyway. I can't remember. I got Glariel's Pebble elsewhere? I mean, I remember Waterfall Cave. Let me think about this. Let's see. All right, here. All right. Right. So from elves. No, this isn't it. It's like there's a guy who has like a tree house kind of thing. I don't know. I should go back to the village. This guy reminds me of something, but I can't remember what. Oh, this is Hazelmere. This is where Hazelmere is, but he's not the right guy for this quest. Right, okay. I knew I remembered some elf living out here, or some gnome living out here, but this isn't the right dude. Okay, gotcha. Alright, let's just go back to the village then, and start from there. By the way, I can't believe I don't know that fairy ring. He's talking to me. So there's another watcher in Tree Gnome Village and you're looking for another machine. How do you... Oh yes, of course. I'm not sure I'll get used to this mind meld thing. Well, I can't really help you. I left the two gnome cities to get on with their petty sniping and power-mongering a long time before Eunoch was born. Oh well, I'll go and have a look around the Gnome Tree Village. Maybe I'll find something. Okay, so he at least tells me to go back there, but I was glad that I checked with him. Okay. All right. And now, no. Okay. Is there a fairy ring by Tree Gnome Village? I guess it's always just the fastest to use to go to the Grand Exchange. Oh, the Kandarin teleport? Is that faster than going to the tree? Alright, let's see here. Here's the Tree Gnome Village. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's look around a little bit more. I don't think I looked around enough. I love how they're like, attack. There's a little ladder down there. Let's see. He did say look around the village, though. I mean, there's the battle going on over there. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Alright. Alright, let's see. Who's Bulkoy? Bulky. Let me talk to Bulks here. Oh, okay, thank you. Hello. Welcome, it's good to see you again. The village is much safer now that you've returned the orbs. By the way, I'm the shopkeeper. Would you like to buy something? What you got? Take a look. Ah, this is where you can come to buy 10 pieces of cooked meat. You're quite the shopkeeper. Keep it up. Don't let anything get you down. Alright, there is a cave right over here, or the staircase down. So let's go ahead and get to it. Get me down there. Who knows what awaits? Alright. And there's Glouphrie. Let's see what this guy's all about. Here we go. Let's talk about anti-illusion devices. How's it going? Pretty good. I'm having fun with my pet hobgoblins. That's great, dude. Like your belt buckle. Do they make good pets? Not really. They don't like being stroked, but give them a ball of wool and they'll be occupied for hours. Anyway, what can I do for you? Well, I have a question. Do you remember I came and asked you about an elven artifact before? Of course. You want some more? I have loads. They're all lying around in boxes somewhere. Are you serious? Are you some sort of a collector? Elven artifacts don't grow on trees, you know. Ah, but they do grow. Anyway, I don't collect elven stuff. My grandfather does, or did. I'm not sure whether he's alive or not. He hasn't sent me any souvenirs for a while now. Souvenirs? Funny gnome, Gramps. He got into a bit of trouble a while back and hasn't been traveling the world collecting elven artifacts and sending them back. He has a bit of a thing for elven stuff. That pebble I gave you was one of his. It used to be a monthly occurrence. A terror bird would turn up with a big parcel, or a tortoise would turn up with a big crate, and I'd throw it in with the other stuff in the storeroom. It's a bit of a mess in there now. So, could I look through some of that stuff? I think I know what I'm looking for. Oh, certainly. Let me know if you find anything interesting. I should really sort through all of his things. Really, there's probably some quite cool stuff in there, but, you know, I don't know if he's alive or dead, and all I really care about are the presents that I get from him, and actually I don't even care about those that much, because I just throw them into a big warehouse and don't look through it. But, you know, Gramps, he's just a funny guy, that Gramps. I'm more interested in these hobgoblins. Have a look in the other cave and you'll find the small tunnel into the storeroom. Oh, if you want to look in the storeroom, you'll need to find the key. It's somewhere. I don't really know. I'm back to the hobgoblins. I just gave him some wool. It's hilarious. Okay. Let's see. I need to find a key. That's great. Appreciate that. Gramps was like sending constant communications to his grandson. Please help me. I desperately need your assistance. Alright, let's see here. There's a tunnel. Am I going to be searching through crates to find a key? Let's do it. He's a great grandpa. He risked his life to send me presents that I store in a cave where I don't even know where the key is anymore. That Gramps. Take that, all of you. Take all the damage in the world. If anybody's got this key, I need it. You, bat. You're out of here. You, zombie. You looked at me funny. Bat, you're out. I know. Exactly, he is a card. Please, this is the last message I think they'll let me send. I found a key. In a crate. That is a jackpot. Okay. Looks like we have a little puzzle here. Push the big monolith. Made it. Check the chest. Okay, that was an interesting move. You find some crystalline discs. Oh my god, not these discs again. Oh no, it's the math puzzle. I can sense it. Alright. Let's see here. I need to go here. Alright, here. Go up here. Push it up. Alright. Move over here. Push this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can push this one. Okay, I didn't know that. Alright, open the chest. Got some discs. This is a beautiful and elegant looking crystal bowl, much like the one in Brimstale's cave. It's clearly of elven origin and reminds you of a large crystal drinking glass. Every now and again, you're sure you can hear the bowl resonate with sounds echoing around the cave. That's fantastic. Okay. It's locked. You don't think you can pick it. You'll have to find a key. Use the key on the chest. Nothing happens. Oh, it's the wrong key. I've been tricked. You found a key. Alright. You found a notebook. If I would have brought the hair clip, it probably would have worked. You find a big, impressive key. Maybe it opens the strong room doors. Maybe it does. Alright. Alright, let's see. We're in. Alright, let's check out this notes. These are Eunoch's notes. While creating the new anti-illusion device for the Tree Gnome village from Father's notes, I found some interesting snippets about elven magic. The lore that my father has gleaned from the elves is fascinating and a tribute to his charm and patience. It is not easy to persuade creatures as long-lived as elves to get to the point. Father has shown that small crystal seeds may be grown into more than one enchanted artifact. This is a very different means of crafting magical items than is known to most gnomes. It seems to be that using a static object such as the chanting mechanism, like the singing bowls, can only produce one type of item. The pitch of the bowl's ring defines the nature of the crystal object it forms. Since some elves can use their own voices to mold crystal, they can modulate their chanting to create many different items. Father has heard these and describes them as the most beautiful songs he has ever heard. It must be amazing to hear a true chanter sing. I suspect this is an ability the elves keep to themselves. Us mortals must rely on these static crystal shaping devices to sing for us. It also seems clear that if you overcharge a crystal item by producing the same chant except much louder than normal, you can revert the crystals to seed. This will happen anyway if the magic is drained away. My father also seemed to think that different sized seeds were used by elves to do different things. The larger ones were used for weapons, and the smaller ones for tools. Father had one of the small ones that he turned into a crystal saw. Very useful. He seemed to think that the same seed could be turned into other similarly sized devices with the right chant. One other point he notes, since the singing bowl is also elf crystal, if you knew how to create the right song, you could use a singing bowl to make another singing bowl. One could also craft some other type of artifact or device that could itself chant a musical instrument, for example, though what other use the chant could have apart from molded crystal was still unknown to my father, though I believe he may have done some experimentation on the matter. Yes, I do remember. Okay. Let's read the lectern. This is Glouphrie's diary, Chapter 1, Bad Advice, in which Glouphrie is advised by a mysterious stranger and ambition is fed. Chapter 2, The King is Dead, in which a great king dies and the search for a new one begins. Chapter 3, Eyes Opened, in which a secret is revealed and an old foe reappears and ambitions end. Finally, I understand my failings and my true enemies. I dedicate the rest of my shattered life to the task of eradicating them both. Wow. Bowl factory indeed, right, Stanislaw? We just keep making bowls and selling them. These bowls sing. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Oh, there's more to it. Thank you, Episcopal Guy. Let's see. Oh. There's like a little cutscene. 'Twas a time of peace for the gnomes, but the two main gnome settlements, the Grand Tree to the north and the Tree Gnome Village to the south, were becoming increasingly separated. I led the gnomes of the Tree Gnome Village. King Health.org was getting old and still ruled the Grand Tree, but he was losing his grip and becoming less and less aware of the affairs of man. Humans had settled in the area and were looking to establish a foothold in what had been gnomish lands. This is the Spirit Advisor. My watchers tell me that a dangerous and charismatic warrior called Khazard now leads the human to the north. He will bring disaster to the gnomes. The spirit trees tell me this. Now, first of all, the Spirit Advisor looks sinister as all get out. Second of all, this gnome that I'm looking at looks identical to the guy who is the negligent grandson. I guess that guy doesn't have a ponytail. What is Health.org doing about this? Nothing. Nothing. He's weak and he's dying. He's become blind to our problems. It seems that Argenth.org wishes to follow his father's path. It is a shame he is so isolated in the Grand Tree. If Argenthorg becomes king, he will only appease the humans and let them take away our lands. If the next king of the Gnome Stronghold does not remove this threat, the Empire will be rent asunder. I have foreseen this. If a strong leader who understood the real threat were to succeed Healthorg, maybe this disaster would be averted. A leader who might take on the humans without fear and defeat them would surely win the hearts of all gnomes. That gnome would surely be crowned King of the Gnome Stronghold. I would certainly be a better King of the Gnome Stronghold than Argenthord. What do I need to do? Attack the humans now while they're still weak. When you defeat Khazard, you'll be a hero, and when Healthorg passes on, which will be soon, you'll stand for election. How can you lose? Yeah, asunder is a good word. And this is pretty funny. Khazard, you know, the giant lich with a skull mask? You can easily defeat him. Just fly your glider around him. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, it's... You don't vote for kings. You're right. It's strange women lying about in ponds. Alright, Chapter 2. The king is dead. And so the reign of the most famous king, famous gnome king, came to an end. Wow, look at that. Turned into a statue. Just like King Arthur. I have a spell for that, King Healthorg. And while most gnomes mourn, Argenthorg and I started to plan separately. The king is dead. Long live who? Oh wow, look at that. Wheat pasting. Glouphrie. Argenthorg. Wow. And so the electioneering began. I don't know what electioneering means, but I'm seeing it. Alright. One more. Eyes opened. Argenthorg was Healthorg's son. The gnome populace loved Healthorg and assumed that Argenthorg would be as great a king as he. I knew this was a lie. Argenthorg was weak, but he was popular. My advisor suggested he could change that. Poisoned food. I didn't ask how. I regret that now. Hey buddy, try some of this drumstick. It seems that Argenthorg prefers human food to traditional gnomish cuisine. Behold, fellow gnomes, a gnome who loves humans more than his own kind. Argenthorg, you've allowed the humans to beguile you, but I haven't done anything. This isn't even my food. Argenthorg, stand down from the elections. You're not fit to be king. This is all a lie. It is pretty funny. It's like, first of all, there's nobody in this throne room to see the, quote, evidence that has been laid out. It's just the prince and the seer and our good buddy, Glouphrie. And so, this is like supposed to be overwhelming evidence. Like, no one would eat an apple. Only human beings. Surely no other species would eat an apple. Certainly not worms, the things that we love to eat, would consider eating something like this. Fairness has nothing to do with it. How can the Gnome Kingdom expect to be truly great if it is led by the spoilt, weak son of a great leader? You're but a pale shadow of your father. No, this can't be happening. Daddy, help me. Hey, hot dog, what's up, my friend? Good evening. They are. We saved King Arthur, defeated the Knights of the Round Table, rescued the Holy Grail, and now we're trying to help with some gnomish history. Your father cannot help you now. You're on your own, and you've been found wanting. I have to say, I know that this has like already been set in stone, but when you look at this scene, Agenthorg is in full armor. He has like, you know, this plate chest piece on with a mace that's already drawn. And Glouphrie has no weapon and some knee pads. I kind of put my money on Agenthorg right here if they're going to come to blows. Yeah, I mean, if the narrator is Glouphrie, because it's his diary. What would Daddy do? What would Daddy do? Wait, I remember something that Daddy said to me once about being wary of illusions. That must be it. This must be an illusion. Eunuch, switch the machine on. He's going for it. This machine just kills everyone. Curse you, Eunuch, son of Oaknot, and curse your use of elven magics. Oh, look. It's Glouphrie. Prince Agenthorg, I knew it. Glouphrie, Daddy warned me of gnomes like you, and Glouphrie. The shame is yours now. No, I don't believe it. I trusted you. I have good advice. I told you what you needed to hear and gave you the tools to achieve it. Nearly. No one will vote for me now. You've ruined everything. I've been taken for a fool by the most untrustworthy gnome ever known. I sought only to strengthen the gnomish empire against its true enemies. It seems I have failed. I shall leave and create a new city, a city with vision. Anyone who wishes to see gnomes great again should join me, under the water, in rapture. Are you with me, Glouphrie? What? Follow you, a shapeshifter, a honey-tongued deceiver? No, I have failed the gnomish people and brought shame upon my family. I will not follow you and dare not stay here. I must find my own path to redemption. You, Glouphrie, have forced me to leave my people in shame. I will not forget this. Hey, M. Simmons. Good evening, my friend. He never changed out of the robes at all. He is trying to make them something. I have followers enough. Follower, I was never your follower. I like the bald guy. Weren't you? Whoa, a disembodied hand just tore it down. There ended my ambitions to become king of the gnome stronghold, and Agenthorg was pronounced a new king shortly afterwards. My shame is so great I cannot bear to remain in Tree Gnome Village. So I prepare to leave the lands of my people. Foul illusions cannot be allowed to shame us ever again. I will plead with Eunuch to install an anti-illusion device in the Tree Gnome Village so that my family remains protected from such treacheries. As for the one who chooses to practice such dark arts, he will be punished. I will make it my life's purpose. Wow. It's anger. That is a lot of anger. Alright. Let's use the exchanger, I guess. And, let's see, there's only 4 boxes. Alright, let me just kind of go out of this and look at this. All right. Okay. So an orange triangle is how many? Let me look at this. The orange triangle is what? 2? So I would need 2 reds to make 1? But I ain't got any. And then... Oh, no, wait. I have a chart over here. Okay, great. So 1 triangle is... I think I can't remember exactly how this math puzzle works. If this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Orange 2 times triangle 3. So it's 6. Okay. See, it's 1, 3, 4, 5. Right? So, what do I have in my inventory? I have purple, which, alright, if green is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 12. This is too many. This is 3 times 4. This is also 12. I need to break stuff down to get smaller pieces. Maybe oh no, put it in a slot? No coin selected. Coin? I'm not remembering how to do this, I don't think. Click one of the discs. I did, but then it says no coin selected. Do you need to select it over here? Oh, you have to use it. You can't use it from your inventory. Okay, gotcha. All right. So this will give me this is 1 and this is 5. So 1 is like, that actually adds up. 1, no it doesn't, because 5 times 2 is 10, but we're getting closer. So this is not bad. I have a smaller piece. What else can I get? This is 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eh. That's a little too large. Okay. This is 3 times 3. This is 9. And this is 1 times 3. This is 3. Okay, actually, I'll do that. Sure. And then let me try this again. Okay, well, that'll do. Now let's see. All right, so if this is... This one needs to be right. Okay, so this is 5 times 1, which is 5 plus 4 times 4, which is 16, so 19 is what I need to get. Let's see how close I can get. I currently have... Four times 3, 12, plus 6 is 18. That's actually pretty close. 19 is annoying. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3, 15 plus 4 if I had a red square, I'd be there. Well, let's go. Let's see if I can get a red square. Do. That's 1. Well, purple. If I had a purple triangle, I could use that, but... Alright, so this would be 8. That's not going to help me. This would be 12. That also doesn't help me. Well, actually, with a 7, it would help me. Yeah, I'll take it. All right. Do. All right. And we'll put this over here. And we'll put this in here. So this is... If this is 1 times 3, so this is 6. And then this is 5 times 1, 5 plus 3 times 4, 17. Oh, 19 was not correct, but this is okay. So we just need to get 17, right? So 5. Let me think about this. Yeah, I should be writing it down and not trying to do it in my head. 5, and then... Right. 17. Okay, so... If I need 17, how close am I? Right, but oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I was looking at the orange, the yellow. My fault. I know I should paint him. Wouldn't that be correct, Noth? You're right, though. That's how I got. So it's 16 plus 5 is 21. Thank you. Sometimes I keep looking at this red row like it's 0, and then it's 1, 2, 3. So anyway, you're right. 16 plus 5 is 21. Okay, then let's see how we're doing here. This would be 12. And then if I had a yellow triangle, I could get there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 plus 6. Okay, that should actually work. Oh, but I have to have 1. I don't get to add. I have to have 1 that equals this. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. I was hoping I had more spaces, I guess. Okay, so the only way is then I need to have this. I need to have a violet triangle to make it happen. Okay. All right. I'm going to need to give it more. Let me give this purple square as well. Oh, you can't add more after you've exchanged. Okay, I got you. All right, try this again. Put that in there. Put that in there. Now let's see what we can get. Can I get... I got it. There we go. Oh boy. We've dispelled the illusion. My God, what are we seeing? I told him. He didn't listen. All right. Oh, you're right. You're right. Thank you. I gotta put the crystal seed in there. We'll get it. There it is. This will make us a crystal saw. And, well, we have a crystal chime anyway. Okay. Well, we got that. We'll see if this does anything for us. All right. I should talk to the king. Yeah, we probably should. Do. That's hilarious, Sir Theodore. I see what you mean. So you could just be ringing that chime and making other people hear it? Hello again, King. Well, hello, it's good to see you again. I have to admit, you were right. That creature is not what it seems. He's in good spirits. He's like, this nightmare is here. I told you. Please get rid of it. Then we could talk. Of course. All right. It's gone. I killed it. Hello. It's good to see you. Thank you. I apologize for not believing you. You have shown your trustworthiness more than sufficiently. I do have a question, though. You said that there were many of these watchers posted all over the Grand Tree? That's right, there were 6. So why did Glouphrie send so many to the Grand Tree but only one here? Maybe he thought it was more important to spy on the Grand Tree and our node. That's outrageous. The Grand Tree is not 6 times more important than our village. Oh boy, here we go. He should have sent at least 4, maybe 5. So you want more? Well, yes. I mean, no, of course not. But Glouphrie has a lot to answer for. He's underestimated the Tree Gnome village for the last time. If I ever meet him, I'll give him a good talking to. Well, maybe you can help me find him. I suspect he's in the hidden city of Sandra. I just need to find the place. I do have some information that might lead you in the right direction, either that or down a completely blind alley. Well, any help would be useful. Well, one of my citizens called Long Ramble, oh no, is a bit of an explorer. He talks for a long time. He's also heard rumors of Sandra and asked me if you could go look for it. He was so persistent that I agreed, though mostly just to get him out of my sight. Where did he go? He didn't say exactly. He did say that he was sure Sandra was somewhere between here and the edge of the world. That doesn't really help, you know. There is one gnome who has near magical knowledge of the locations of wandering gnomes. Aloofed Guion Jr. I've always wondered how he knows where to deliver all those foodstuffs. Gnomes seem to get in all sorts of weird and inaccessible places. Yes, I'd have a chat with Aloofed Guion Jr. He stands a better chance of knowing where Long Ramble is, though I can't guarantee Long Ramble will help. He may have found the edge of the world and fallen off, for all I know. And if you find him, Glouphrie, I mean. Tell him I'm just so upset with him. I will. I'm sure that will have him quaking in his boots. Of course. All right. Well, they can also cook and make cocktails, and yet they think worms are delicacies. There's a lot that's amiss. That's cool, Nick, man. I'm in for that. All right. Well, everybody, we did a great job finishing King's Ransom, and, you know, we're past this nightmare geometric math puzzle that destroys me every time, so we're closer to figuring out where Glouphrie has gone in this lost city, and we'll have to get to that next time because it's my bedtime. Everyone, thanks so much for coming out to the stream, having some fun, playing some RuneScape. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or day, wherever you're at. Stanislaw, Episcocat, Sir Theodore, of course, my friend, always a pleasure. Nickman, Hot Dog, Noth, M. Simmons, Oren, Coca-Cola, everyone out there, take care, have a great one. We did show the Black Knights, didn't we? The Knights of the Round Table gave those Black Knights some what for. Super Floppers, see you, my friend. Good evening.